What's up, people? Welcome back to the BCMA podcast. That's the Black Clover Martial Arts podcast. It's your boy, Lucky from Lucky's Muay Thai, and we are back. This is episode number 101. In this episode, we're going to talk about Pereira losing to Ankalaev. Such is life. Shout out to Liam Harrison for finishing his career. We'll talk about that. And I guess I'm going to rant a little bit about whether or not we're even doing martial arts anymore. I'm just not sure. It just seems like there's a whole lot of other stuff happening. And I think that translates into the gym. So we'll talk about that. But first, if you like the show, keep the like, hit the subscribe button, tell a friend, drop a comment below to help with the algorithm. It does genuinely help. If you want to stop by the gym, hit us up, www.luckysmt.com. We have a fantastic Muay Thai program, as you might have heard. We also have a jiu-jitsu program run by Roberto Pereira. He's a fantastic jiu-jitsu instructor. He's been one of my best instructors that I've had, and I've enjoyed every second of learning through this process. So if you want to stop by the gym, start a new health thing, get in shape, whatever the case may be, if you want to learn some jiu-jitsu, some self-defense, www.luckysmt.com, or hit us up directly at Lucky's Muay Thai. You know the deal. You can hit up Roberto directly for BJJ at Pantera BJJ on Instagram, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Peace. Okay, first I guess we'll talk about the Ankalaev Pereira fight, which was a sleeper for most people. I guess a lot of people were not interested in watching them circle around each other and do a lot of nothing. It wasn't really controversial, only because, it probably could have gone either way, and Pereira didn't do enough. Ankalaev did just enough, and that's how you lose a belt. I believe it's going to be an immediate rematch. I don't see why not, and it puts any question of John Jones and Pereira basically out of the conversation. So hopefully we can get John Jones versus Aspinall. That thing can happen, and we can move on from that, because that's been going on for, a couple of years now, and it's just kind of starting to get a little bit like weathered. Like, man, I don't care who has the belt, but if a heavyweight is holding on to the belt and not defending it, I don't know. Any belt. If you're not defending it, just, I don't know, bounce out. Give it to somebody else. Let something else happen, because you're holding up the division, which is in fact holding up the excitement of the whole thing. Gaethje beat Fiziev on short notice, which was, I guess to be expected, by decision. Did a fantastic job. King Green, got knocked out by Mauricio Rufy with the spinning wheel kick, or whatever the hell you want to call it, because his hands were down and he tried to shoulder roll it, which I don't think you can shoulder roll a kick like that. There was at some points I was taught by people to bounce, if you can't really throw your kick like that, aim for the shoulder, and it's going to bounce off the shoulder and hit him in the head anyway. So I guess that proves that thing. We're going to talk a little bit more about where we're going with martial arts, but wow. The excitement the Tate brothers had, pretty telling. I'm just going to leave it at that for now. But overall, the card wasn't super spectacular, and the fights weren't super spectacular, and there wasn't a lot of takeaway from it. I'm not sure what's going on with the UFC right now. Dana's talking about boxing. There aren't many stars. At least people that see, this is the problem that I used to talk about with like One Championship and some of the organizations that have stars that are amazing fighters, but people in the US can't identify with them. There was something that Khabib brought to his fighting, that he had a great personality, is super funny. I think that has to be the thing if you're going to have fighters from other countries holding all the belts, because if you're expecting US fans to get behind that, it's going to be hard, man. US fans are fickle, and they want somebody a lot of times that they can relate to, and I think that it's going to be a little bit of an issue, maybe not a big one, but people in the US that pay for these pay-per-views, they want to see some US stars, and we just don't really have any right now. So that's that. Pereira Ankalaev will fight again, I'm sure. And I think Pereira will probably take it on the second time, because he'll probably be more active. I'm not even sure what was going on this time, but shout out to Ankalaev for doing just enough to get it done, right? Let's see here. Liam Harrison, one of the greatest UK Muay Thai fighters of all time, uh, had a loss and had set up this fight as his retirement fight. Um, he is a legend, man, and he really deserved to go out with a bang, and he did. He fought Isaac Area, which I don't know a lot about, but he won the WBC belt. Liam Harrison won the WBC belt going out in his retirement fight. Yo, he looked insanely good. He worked the body throughout the entire fight, stayed on the lead leg, through right hooks and overhand rights. But ultimately, it was the process of staying on the legs. I mean, the body work was amazing, but yeah, finishing with leg kicks is, man, that's a way to go out and having a fantastic Muay Thai career. Shout out to him. I'm looking forward to seeing whatever he's going to do next. I'm sure he's probably going to have a gym with a ton of great fighters, and that would be dope. And if he just wanted to try retire and walk away, that would be dope as well. Um, we got to talk about this. I hardly ever bring up stuff like this and hardly ever talk about stuff like this, but we got to talk about this. What the hell are we doing anymore? See, I've written blogs about this. I've talked about this on the podcast before. Are we doing martial arts anymore? I know that things have changed. I've been watching the entire time. I've enjoyed the fights. I've enjoyed some of the drama. But the drama to me is more like how hard somebody had to work to get out of a situation that was terrible in order to get into a situation that was great so they could help other people around them, maybe family members, maybe friends, maybe mentors that help them along the way, whatever the case may be. It's transformed itself into away from martial arts and into just fighting. I'm not sure where I don't even know. Have we lost are there even tenets in the martial arts? Like, do we have to get rid of those in order for, like, let's say the UFC or any other strike force or any other organization to thrive? Did we have to get rid of being honorable and respectful and caring and empathetic? I don't even think that's a word anymore, like in martial arts circles sometimes. And just so we're clear, this all translates to the gym. I've read multiple posts on multiple platforms where people have talked about being uncomfortable in their gym that they've been going to for a long time because the culture has changed. For a while there, everybody was feeling comfortable, loving to go train, learn a new skill, being able to protect themselves. But what happens when the alpha badass, I'm a badass dude and I'll kick your ass? What happens when those guys start permeating the martial arts schools, and then what? Where is, let's say, a young woman, a young man that may be shy and uncomfortable in his own skin? Like, where do they feel comfortable if every dude in there is about being just a badass? I've said this about my own gym a million times. Like, we've had plenty of victories. It had nothing to do with it definitely had to do with the person being badass, but badass in the fighting, right? But I may seem like an asshole, but I often demand that people don't act like assholes outside of the gym if they're training with me. I, God forbid, want somebody to take something that we teach and just because they want to be an asshole, use it on somebody that may be weaker, um, or somebody they just disagree with. Like, that's crazy to me. Back to where this all started. Well, I mean, geez, who knows where this all started? But I watched the Tate brothers walking that thing and people shaking their hands and got super hyped. And like, I don't know these guys from a freaking hole in the wall, but I've definitely seen videos of these gentlemen talk, or at least Andrew Tate talking about choking and slapping women, and maybe he's joking. Like, I have no idea. This is what I will say. I have a daughter, and I can see that there are a lot of young men, older men that maybe get something from whatever shit he's selling. Maybe they feel like, oh, this guy has me feeling like like I have direction as a man again. And if it helps that person not feel like an ass, get off their ass and do better in the world, that's fantastic. Here's the problem. There are other people out there that listen to the parts about slapping women and treating women like hoes and whatever else they may say. And they take that into consideration as being part of the person that they want to be. So I don't give a damn. I don't know these dudes. All I know is to see how people are interacting with things that 10, 20, 30 years ago, they would probably be like booing. It's just wild to me. Man, listen, if you got daughters out there, protect your daughters. And if you're out there and you're a man and you're somehow feel like this makes you more of a man or they're more men because I don't understand. Curate your community. That means love the people that you want to love around you. Don't allow negativity. Listen, man, like I said, you could say some really good things on one side of your mouth and out the other side of your mouth say really bad things. And there are people that are going to listen to the good things and maybe go do good shit. And there's going to be people that listen to the bad shit and they're going to go do bad shit. You cannot then turn around and be like, "Hey, you're not listening to the good things I say." And y'all think I'm crazy for telling people to be better humans. I've literally heard people knock me saying that on online. Like, yo, y'all are wild. Be better humans. If you are learning martial arts or you want to learn martial arts, remember that when we all started this stuff, at least I was born in the 70s, right? But that means I got to watch the rise of all of this. The majority of the action stars and martial arts stars were generally in their stories trying to defeat the bad guy, the guy that was raping, selling drugs, murdering, all this stuff, whatever the case may be. It was vengeance for the family or protecting the community. This is the thing that drew a lot of us to it. It wasn't just the moves. It was like, yo, this guy's taking these moves and he's doing good things with them. He's beating the bad person that's trying to take over the town or whatever the case may be. But I think we forgot about all that shit. And now we're starting to look like the bad person that's taking over the town. Listen, man, y'all people out there need to get yourselves together. All this hate is wild. All this love of people that hate is also wild. If you want to go to a good martial arts gym where people are cool and you don't have to worry about nonsense like that, www.luckysmt.com. Swing by, stop by for a trial class, come try the jiu-jitsu out. The Muay Thai program will get you going in the right direction, and you're welcome. Hit us up, www.luckysmt.com. That's the end of this. And yes, I was ranting, but man, I am tripping on how people are loving the hate.